To love for Elroy, the God who sees us. And this is the continuation of the last episode. And I'm going to talk about how I became a believer. From an atheist to a believer, it's going to be interesting. You know, once all that chaos cracked open my life, I didn't choose a spiritual path truth. I just woke up one day and realized I was already walking on it. Like someone changed my Google Maps route without telling me, and somehow I was reaching the exact places I need to. I found myself being in the right places at the right time. And the strangest thing, every time I asked a question in my head, the answer would pop up from the most unexpected corners. A line in a book I randomly opened, as I said, a billboard on the highway, even a reel I wasn't supposed to see. These weren't coincidences. It took a lot of time for me to understand that and navigate through it. And I later understood that these were instructions. Slowly, my days started looking less like normal life and more like a scavenger hunt designed by some cosmic comedian who knew exactly what I needed before I knew it myself. Like, I would think of a question while I do my makeup, not even asking outside loudly, but I would get the answer anyways. The answers became soft, but with this dramatic, hello, I'm right here energy, immediate responses. And that's when the shift began. I started behaving like someone the universe actually pays attention to, like someone who mattered. See, worldly people can call it being delusional, but you cannot deny all these things happening to you. You cannot imagine it. Psychology says that, yes, I have also studied psychology in order to like research and all these things because I want to prove myself that I am not someone who makes coping mechanisms and create voices in my head. I want to make sure that I was a mad woman. I don't want to do that. So I also studied psychology for some reasons. And yes, there were happenings that got beyond psychology and science. I got to a place where I cannot deny it anymore that these things are happening to me. And the fact that the universe is paying attention to me is like it got loved. Because honestly, if the universe was giving me clues at 3 a.m., why was I treating myself like a background character? I started noticing myself. I made sure that I was on the right path, researching about all the spiritual terms on the internet, psychological terms, coping mechanisms. Was I dreaming about all this, or does the universe exists really? Because believe me, being an atheist to becoming a believer who sees these kind of things, it scared me. I was also in a fear thinking that talking about all these things to people around me will make them go away. You cannot go and say these things to people who call them just coincidences. Obviously, I would have also called it coincidences if it happened to me like monthly once, yearly twice kind of timing. But the amount of signals, the frequency of these instructions that I was getting around like 5 to 10 times a day, single day, imagine. This is not something that I can easily talk out loud to my friends or family. So I started focusing on myself, the way I breathe, the way my instincts tighten when something feels off, the way my chest softens when something feels right. And for the first time in my life, I looked at myself with the same respect I gave others. That hit me hard. I realized I spent years treating everyone like VIP guests while I was sitting with a balcony ticket to my own life. Then one day, Without any big announcement, I stopped people pleasing. Not because I suddenly became brave, but because my intuition became louder than their approval. Suddenly, I had answers for the question, whom should I share all this with? I found one or two right people that I can talk about all this to them. And yes, trust me, it felt relieving. Like someone else is going through the same that I'm also going through, and it's liberating to talk about it and get some answers that I was not delusional or mad or having some coping mechanisms, or that I'm not a lunatic and these things are actually happening to people around me and me. And slowly, my mornings started feeling light. I didn't wake up out of survival instinct or I had to do something. I would wake up like this. If the universe thinks I'm worth guiding, then I must be worth something. Kind of that vibe. And the more I trusted it, the more it trusted me back. Synchronicities multiplied, answers showed up quicker, signs became very personal. So personal that I wouldn't be able to explain them to another human without sounding like I had access to some secret frequency or magic tricks. I didn't even realize when the shift completed. One day it just clicked. I wasn't surviving life anymore, I was co creating it. And that's when I named myself something I never thought I would, a believer. Not a spiritual guru. I wasn't even calling myself spiritual at that time. Not an enlightened being, obviously. I just know some like 5 to 10 terms in spirituality, and things were happening to me like that. I was just someone who finally decided to trust that invisible force which had been screaming my name all along. This is how I started living like I matter, because the universe treated me like I did. And honestly, that was enough during that time because I needed someone to say that it's all going to be okay. And yes, the universe did it. It's like if you're going through all of this, I'm going to take you out, isolate you, put you some brains on your head, and I'm going to change you into a whole new person. It was like that. It was enough. And once that identity of becoming a believer settled, I started seeing myself as a person who is unrelatable to other people. Like I would talk like some poet who lives on a mountain and nobody would understand it, obviously. I had all the answers, but nobody understood it. It was like I was having a time machine, but I cannot use it.